Okay, so this is a summary of what we have learned so far. Remember that what you have been watching in this lesson is an overview of how to get started with Dreamdraper. We can't possibly go into detail on all the commands, so that is why we encourage you to go to our website at www.dreamdraper.com, click on the support link at the top, and look at the individual lessons. Now remember, if you have done a design and you come in and reopen it, make sure to open up your layers window and highlight layer 2. That's where your design is resided, on layer 2. Layer 1 has your base elevation wall or your photo or your floor plan. And layer 2 will contain your design. We do like the KISS principle. Keep it simple. Do not go overboard with layers. And again, I can't emphasize this enough. There are many options to layers. If you want to learn more, look at the detailed tutorial on our website. But in the beginning, keep it simple. Now when you are designing, whether you're working on an elevation wall or a photo, first off, notice that I do want to make sure that I highlight my second layer right here. And if you are designing and you highlight an object like this design, you're normally going to see these blue handles. You're going to see the rectangular shape with these square handles. If by chance you see something like this, no problem. It just means that you've gone into a different design mode. Just make sure that you click on this icon here. This is your default design mode. There. Now again, there are a lot of different features of the program that we can't possibly cover in this Getting Started overview. I just want to emphasize that if you do see something unusual and you need to, go back to the normal mode, make sure you see two things that are highlighted. You want to make sure that this first arrow here is highlighted. That's your default design mode. And you also want to make sure that this icon here is also highlighted. That's your default design mode. So make sure that those two icons are highlighted. And here are a couple of other things to remember. You want to do the click away after you ungroup. If you highlight an object and you ungroup it, then you're going to see all the objects highlighted. Do the click away and then you can resume designing. So in this example, I might then want to highlight that tassel and I can remove it. So do the click away after you ungroup. The other time that you want to do the click away is every time you change arrows. So for example, I might be working on this treatment at the bottom. And I might want to change that center jabot from a fabric print into a plain coral piece. And remember, I can do that either by ungrouping the window treatment, and then I can select that center jabot and change it, or I can leave the window treatment intact and use the second arrow. So if I use the second arrow, I click on it, and remember, every time you change arrows, do the click away so that nothing is highlighted. Then I can come in and highlight exactly what I want, which is the middle jabot. There. And then make sure that your color button is highlighted. And I can click on the eyedropper and pick up the coral color. There, that's exactly what I wanted to do. Now that I'm done with the second arrow, go back to your default design mode and click on the first arrow. Every time you change arrows, do the click away. And if I highlight my treatment, notice the entire treatment gets highlighted, not just the jabot. So I am back to my default design mode. And I just want to review the use of the Shift key. Remember, if you want to size a design proportionately, either larger or smaller, keep your finger depressed on the Shift key as you pull on any of the corner handles, and your design will maintain its proportions. Even though it has been resized larger or smaller, it has not become distorted. So that is one use of the Shift key. Another use of the Shift key is to select multiple objects. So for example, if I highlight my cascade, I can depress the Shift key and keep it depressed while I highlight other objects on the canvas. Likewise, if I want to deselect objects, keep your finger depressed on the Shift key and click on whatever object you want to deselect. So in this case, I want to deselect my cascade. And I'm going to deselect the other cascade. And the last thing that I want to review with you in this lesson is the use of the Shift key to draw a straight line, regardless of whether you're drawing a dimension tool or the line tool. Now in this case, I'm going to click on the line drawing tool, then click on the canvas, and I can start to draw my line. And if I want it perfectly horizontal, depress the Shift key as you're drawing and it'll be perfectly horizontal. And that also works if you want a perfectly vertical line. So that's the overview of our Getting Started lesson. And remember, our motto is keep it simple. And if you do, as you're getting started, you'll do just fine. And please remember, there is much more information in the detailed tutorials on our website.